So I got to apologize to you guys. I was curious why my last couple videos weren't getting any views, and I looked at it. Apparently, YouTube has been posting them in 480p. I mean, 720p is bearable to watch at least, but 480p, I mean, it just hurts your eyes. So if you're one of like the 3 people that actually watched them, I appreciate you. But anyway, we need to talk about getting a raise at your job. So I guess the reason why this is the topic today is because I have a buddy at work. Now, this guy has been doing a horrible job over the past couple years, got some pretty crappy performance evaluations, and then just last year, he got his final performance evaluation that was pretty much like, if you don't pick up your game by this time next year, you're out of here. So anyway, he talked to me and we deviated a plan together to kind of outplay corporate America. You know, even if he's not producing the best quality work, we could still find a way for him to stay and for him to get a raise. Sure enough, that time 1 year later came around in October of this past year, and he ended up getting one of the highest performance evaluation scores, and he got a raise larger than anybody else in his department. And so I want to share with you guys today the tips that I gave him that got him that raise. And some of you guys might say this is common sense. Some of you guys might actually learn something from this video, but it's very important to stick through to the end, because if you follow this method step by step, you yourself will also end up getting a pretty large raise. So let's talk about it. So this first point is very, very important, but you need to keep it in the back of your mind. Do not ever ask for a raise multiple times in 1 year. A lot of corporations, kind of like mine, I've got an office job. A lot of these companies will have a dedicated time every year to give raises and to do performance evaluations. If you have this, do not ever ask for a raise outside of it. It just makes your boss angry, and they don't like that. Maybe you work a minimum wage job at like Walmart or something, and they don't have that dedicated yearly time. If that is the case, mark a date on your calendar, and every single year on this date, that is the day that you start your wage discussions. No more, no less, right? 1 year is the exact amount of time you need to have between those. All right, now we can get to the good stuff here. Step number 2, show up before your boss and leave after your boss. This will give the illusion that you're working hard and long hours for the benefit of the company. But in full reality, you're not really. Honestly, most bosses, at least in my experience, have came in at 8 o'clock on the dot. If not, maybe 10 minutes sooner. Same thing at leaving. They leave at 5 on the clock or stay till like 5:20. They don't stick around that much longer than working hours. They've got a family too, right? So what you're going to do is write down what time your boss comes in every day. Let's say he comes in at 7:45 every day. So what you need to do is you need to be at your desk at 7:43 and at least give the illusion that you're working. Because when your boss comes in, all he'll see is that you're already there, right? He has no clue that you just got there if you're giving the illusion of working. So show up right before your boss. Same thing when he leaves. Figure out what time he leaves every day. Once he walks out the door, give him 5 minutes, and then you walk out the door as well. This gives the illusion that you're actually crushing it at your job and that you're sticking around because you've got crazy work to do and you want the company to succeed, right? May be the truth, may not be the truth, but never let your boss beat you there and never beat him out the door. All right, step number 3, this one is super simple as well, but always use ChatGPT, but don't let anybody know that you're using ChatGPT. So I'm an architect, if you didn't know that from watching my other videos, and every single day I get tons and tons of questions from other people who are architects, from other disciplines like electrical engineers, just tons of random questions that, in full honesty, probably no one knows the answer to them all, but I use ChatGPT strategically, right? If I don't know the answer to something, I won't try to fake or BS an answer. I'll literally sit there, type it into AI, figure out what the answer should be, and then give that answer, right? I'm not copying and pasting because everyone knows when you're using AI, but use it as a resource, right? So you're not completely clueless all the time on what's going on. Use ChatGPT to help you with your job. But then don't tell anybody because this makes you look smarter, all right? All right, next step here. This one is very, very important, But if you have successes in your job, make sure everybody knows about those successes, right? Your boss has no clue what you do every single day. He's got 30, 40 people he's managing, okay? So when you have a good success at your job, you need to make it known so these people know you are succeeding, okay? Let me make this make sense to you. When my buddy, just in October, was going in for his yearly performance evaluation in Raise, we had made a list together of all the projects he's worked on. We also put some statistics together for those projects. For example, I led the construction and design of this building. We were this many % under budget, and the building got constructed this many years or weeks or hours before the final completion date was scheduled. So on paper, we see that the project that he led was an absolute and complete success. We do this rinse and repeat for a couple projects. And when you're walking through that performance evaluation, make sure you show off what is going on. Why have you succeeded? Why do you deserve that raise, right? This is the same thing in the moment. About once a month, I always like to schedule a lessons learned with my team. During this time, I kind of stage my successes as a lessons learned rather than showgloating this to everybody, okay? But it's important to note that you can never let yourself look like you're wrong. That's why they're called lessons learned, right? So during my team meeting, I might present to my team a couple things here. So initially we thought X, but after doing some research and talking to the client, we determined Y was the correct thing to do on this project. And here is why that was the best thing to do, right? Maybe I learned a lesson in there. Maybe that story didn't go exactly how I phrased it. But what's happening is I am sharing for the wealth of the team and making myself look smarter by staging this stuff, right? I was smart and I figured this out, right? And this made my project successful. That's what you're really saying, but under a more education tone, right? Anyway, we're running out of time here, but I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any other corporate America tips that you can share and help other people get raises. If y'all like this, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.